And I'm here to share my story with you. I have been a victim of abuse since I can remember. My parents are both narcissistic, psychopathic, evil human beings. I come from a country in the Middle East, which I don't want to disclose, but there is no help here in terms of mental health and in terms of violence and family violence and whatever healthcare. It started when I was about 11. Everything was pretty decent until then. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to get my words out. Yeah, my parents used to fight amongst each other, swearing, shouting. My dad would pull my mum's hair, kick, I don't know, all sorts. And I was witnessing this. I was also forced to take sides. My dad would turn me against my mom, he would turn me against her parents, and the fight was always about money. My dad's always been greedy, he wanted more and more for my mom. My granddad, my mom's dad, is financially abusive because of something he went through, which I don't want to disclose. Um, and I only realised recently what's been happening to me for years. I'm 29. I managed to escape the trauma, the fighting when I was about 16. I would leave, or I thought I was escaping it. Um, I would start smoking weed and be with my friends and just have a good time. I didn't really care what was going on at home. Um, and then at 19, I left and I went to study fine art in London. And I pretty much had a beautiful life, to go out and see friends. I'm at the park, I'm cooking, I'm with my partner, I'm going to uni and all of that. And I would only come back for 2 weeks and then leave again. I lived in London until December of 2024. I came back to see them because my mom told me that my dad has 5 years left to live because of health conditions, and they still abused me on the phone even when I was away there. They would gang up on me and whatnot. I'm to blame for everything, and I'm useless, or I'm this, or I'm that, or I don't have my own mind. I don't have my own life. I have nothing. So then I came back in December, and I had a flu. I had my flight booked back to London. Um, I couldn't fly out, and I stayed an extra month in their house. And the abuse it was always been the same. They've always been abusive, and sometimes you think people will change and you have hope, but some people don't change. So I come back to my family home and everything's still going on. And I decided to tell my dad to leave the house. And he left. And my mom, I was calm. And my mom kept pushing me to argue, to accept him back, to all of these things. And trying to manipulate me to accept him or to just basically have him there and keep on abusing, and I'm just there witnessing and being part of it. Um, My dad came back after a month um, because my mom phoned him. Uh, so he came back. There was chaos, arguments again, and I decided to call the police. For God knows how many times, and I said, God, I don't feel safe here, and I shouldn't have involved feds, maybe, but I just didn't know what to do at the time. They came there. They told me you need to get away now. I got away. I went to stay at my partner's, and I woke up the next day and I said, "Well, look, Mum, I'm going to go to the court and I'm gonna sign for my dad to be taken away." Right. So then I tell her this. I go into court the next day. I'm in court. I get everything written down. What's been happening for years, and then my mum basically made it to court probably about an hour or two before me and managed to get a sign formed for me to be taken away. Sorry, that's my cat Chihiro. So she signed to get me taken away. I was forced to go through psychiatric evaluation, which he couldn't really find anything and just wrote down a bunch of lies. And then I was sectioned against my will. I was in hospital for 20 days. From day one, the stuff that I witnessed has left me riddled with PTSD, and I was forced to be polymedicated in hospital without diagnosis. After the hospital, I was forced to be taken back to my parents where all of this is happening. And my way out of hospital was to pretend to be okay with them, which I wasn't. And my head has just been all over the place since December. I couldn't get my flight back to London. My mum took away the room I was renting in London. She packed my clothes up. They're in storage in Harrow. I've been polymedicated since. Ativan, Seroquel, Prozac, which made me suicidal, Effexor, and now they're trying to get me on Abilify. No doctor has provided a coherent, no doctor has provided a diagnosis. I don't know how to get out of this mess, but I'm alive and I'm here today. And I want people to know my story. I also have a brother. He's also been manipulated, or whatever you want to call it, to take their side. And I am the scapegoat. I am whatever I've been hearing. You know, I am the psychopath. I am the crazy one, and they're just normal. You know, I have been beaten, humiliated in hospital, at home, and there's no laws to protect me here. There's no one here. I want to feel like I can get out of this, but I also feel so hopeless. I really hope to get out of this, and I'm currently on 1.75 milligrams of Ativan, which I'm trying to reduce because it's making me absolutely not the person I am. Don't feel happiness anymore from the polymedication and the hospital and just the trauma from it. I don't feel happiness. I can't do the things I used to do. I can't go shopping. I have agoraphobia. I can't function normally day to day. I'm forcing myself to eat. The only thing that the benzo does is put me to sleep, and then I wake up in hell, and I have been waking up in hell since February. And my mum had me sectioned to save her abusive husband. So I guess my message is, if you're being abused and you see the signs, even if it's your own family, just leave and never go back, because then you'll end up like me. I had a glamorous life in London. I had nice curly hair. I would wake up in the morning feeling energetic. Even though I had my issues, I would sometimes suffer from panic attacks at night, but other than that, I was functional. I had mock meetings, I would go to the British Library to read, I would do so many things. As I said before, drive to the beach by myself, I'm listening to my music, I'm with friends, I'm jet skiing, and life is good until it's not. So I guess my message is, if you see any small red flag from anyone, get out of it whilst you can.